Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge von Vampyr. In der letzten Folge haben wir den Mörder geschnappt und, glaube ich, auch getötet. Der liegt nämlich hier vor uns. Und jetzt sollen wir die Leiche von ihm begutachten, um besser zu verstehen zu können, was mit ihm passiert ist, weil er war anscheinend kein normaler Vampir mehr. Und das müssen wir jetzt rausfinden.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Apropos Blut, wo hast du es jetzt zwischengespeichert? Nein. Blutprobe von William Bishop. Eine frische Probe von Williams Bishops Blut in einem Röhrchen. Gehe auf das Boot. Gibt's hier noch was? Na, anscheinend nicht. Dann gehen wir auf das Boot. Geh mit Dr. Swan sehr an Bord. Ach, ich kann die Kamera bewegen, Gott. Wenigstens etwas.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Okay.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
And for that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, This is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Okay, wir sind also jetzt in dem Krankenhaus angestellt.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy,
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea,
Welcome
immediately.
aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Okay. Ich möchte noch ein paar Infos zurücknehmen, die ich am Anfang gesagt habe. Es spielt zwar in London,
It's locked.
aber nicht 1916, sondern 1918, nach dem Krieg. Oder kurz, ja doch, nach dem Krieg. Und es herrscht gerade die Schweinegrippe, deswegen hören wir so viel von Krankheiten und so ein Kack. So. Unbekannt.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Mr. Hampton needs me right now.
Mit ihr kann ich noch nicht reden, also müssen wir irgendwie außen rumlaufen. Okay. Da sind 2 Kisten. Okay, what the fuck?
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Qualität des Blutes. Die Blutqualität deutet an, wie viel EP du von einem bestimmten Bürger erhältst. Das haben wir doch schon, oder nicht? Je höher die Blutqualität, umso mehr EP erhältst du. Mesmerisieren. Um das Blut einer Beute auszusaugen, musst du sie zunächst in den Bann ziehen, um sie so an eine Stelle zu führen, die andere Bürger nicht sehen können. Deine Bannstufe muss genauso hoch sein oder höher als der Widerstand des Bürgers. Drücke R2 um R1, bitte was? L1. In den Bann zu ziehen. Muss ich den jetzt töten?
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life.
Folge der roten Spur, um dein Opfer in den Schatten zu bringen. Verlockung des Blutes. Drücke X und wähle, ob du Clay Cox entweder aussaugen oder loslassen möchtest. Wenn du ihn aussaugst, wird er dir eine große Menge EP gewähren. Jedoch hat das Konsequenzen. Sei dir dessen bewusst. Je mehr du über die Bürger weißt und je mehr Hinweise du über sie findest, desto mehr EP geben sie dir. Ich hatte gesagt, ich will keinen töten.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will
Das
not
Clay während
take
dem
another
ersten
life.
Treffen am Leben. Silbertrophäe sogar. Redest du? Hier eine Kiste. Gesund? Wieso bist du jetzt auf einmal gesund? Warst du nicht bis gerade eben noch fast tot?
Did I black out? What? What happened? Whoa, I feel giddy.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go. But no famished hunter can run for long.
Ja, das weiß ich. Aber ich würde gern Pazifistenroute spielen jetzt gerade im Moment. Zumindest für diesen Playthrough. So, jetzt muss ich hier hoch. Tritt das Krankenhaus. Als ob... Ja, wenigstens liegen hier Leute drin. Die noch leben, meine ich natürlich. Und ich beklau die einfach.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Wie ist die Lage hier?
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
Die Belegschaft ist wichtiger.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
Corcoran ist überzeugt, dass Gwyneth Brannigan als Schwester überqualifiziert ist. Okay.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would
Gwyneth ist laut Corrigans Tippets als Schwester überqualifiziert. Ach so, das ist die.
be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Zurück. Zurück. Hinweis benötigt. Okay, bis jetzt haben wir alles.
Bye, Dr. Tippett.
Das ist Schwester Gwyneth.
I'm not one to
Good
make
evening,
waves,
nurse.
Doctor.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Was meint damit? Ich brauche bei ihr den Level 5, damit ich sie weglagen, könnte, dann weg, oder in den Schatten bringen könnte, um sie auszusaugen.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Ja, kann ich mir vorstellen.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Ja, habe ich schon mitbekommen.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Okay. Korkoran strapaziert sich und weigert sich, die Arbeit niederzulegen.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Gut.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Okay, haben wir jetzt alles.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Okay.
To make wait, Doctor. I've patients to attend.
Danke, danke. Den könnte ich eigentlich in den Schatten lurken, aber den habe ich ja freigelassen. Hier rein.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Okay.
I would like to ask a few questions first.
Wo ist mein Raum? Das haben wir eigentlich schon.
Mr.
Wissen wir.
Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Okay.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Okay.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Das klingt irgendwie blöd.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Danke.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Ich glaube, jetzt hat...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Wir leben in London.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Der Typ ist wenigstens ehrlich.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Neue Untersuchung.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Stimmt allerdings, ja. Vor allem in Nachkriegszeiten.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Haben wir nicht schon eine... Ja, ich habe nicht mal genug Geld hier. Bro, wie viele Leute sind denn hier? Es sind viel zu viele Leute. Kleines Fläschchen.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Bist du denn?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Da haben wir also entweder einen richtigen Vampir oder jemand, der total verrückt ist.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Alles klar.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty.
Emma leidet unter dem Kaldrot-Syndrom und glaubt, sie sei eine Vampirin. Ganz geil.
Immortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Okay.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Das falsche Ziel.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Alles klar. Naja, dann gucken wir noch nach. Wir haben hier irgendwie... Unterschlupf. Was haben wir hier? Händler, Hauptziel. Betritt den... Bürgermission, okay. Ach, hier sind die Untersuchungen. Im Moment möchte ich die nicht verfolgen, nein. Gut, damit würde ich jetzt sagen, ich beende die Folge hier. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und in der nächsten Folge gucken wir noch ein bisschen das Krankenhaus an und dann gehen wir zu unserem Büro. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Ciao. Euer Gladius.